share my mind with no censorship.
Well, that was a whole lot of pointless vacuuming of my camera because those spots are still there. I don't know if you can like see them. You can only see them when you're like looking at the sky or something like that. But they're really annoying because I look at the sky a lot with my camera, honestly. So, that was one of the like, besides, I saw my brother Jacob do that in one of his videos for I'm assuming trying to get spots out of his camera, like specks of dust or whatever. And that's actually not why I did it, because I'm like, oh, there's got to be like a safer, better way of cleaning your lens or whatever. And so I researched it, and the #1 thing for cleaning it out was just using a vacuum. This is the second time I've tried to do it. Doesn't work. I don't know if it works for other people with different kind of cameras or something, but it doesn't work with this camera. The G7X Mark II Canon PowerShot. I think that's the whole thing, not in that order. He's playing with this thing. Anyway, so I'm vacuuming. Today is one of the hottest days. The heat index is supposed to be super bad. The humidity is supposed to be really bad. I'm vacuuming here in the dining room, and I saw that the vent underneath this window was just covered in all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, you know, let me just lift this vent up, vacuum the vent out a little bit. Yeah, I did. And right away when I lifted the vent up, there were like 2 spiders on the vent. Why do they like the vents? I figured the one place the spiders would not be would be the vents, because it's constantly blowing so much air through there, and I figured their little bodies wouldn't be able to hang on, and they wouldn't want to, you know, be in an environment like that. But apparently they love it. So that was unpleasant. I vacuumed that sucker up, those suckers. And after that, I'm like shoving the hose in there, you know, getting it good and clean, because I could hear stuff going in there. There was a lot of built up whatever in there. Hopefully not like little toys, or probably some crayons. Either way, I'm shoving that thing in there, and I noticed one of the times that I took it out that like the suction just felt weird, and I'm like, dang, did something from in there get stuck in there? And I look in the hose and I notice that the inside is coated with like nasty dirt and stuff like that, and I'm like, why is it coated like that? And of course my first instinct is the inside is wet, and it was like the whole inside. As you could see, as I was vacuuming the lens on this, you can kind of see like the texture, like grimy texture of the inside of the hose. And it's because the vent down there, Bill thinks it's just condensation because of how hot it is outside. And I mean, this vent is literally right next to the outside of the house. So maybe it's like hottest here with the sun beating down and all that. I don't know, but I think there might be like a small pool of water at the bottom of this vent, like where it curves down. But I vacuumed some of it up. So, ew. I tried to leave the vacuum going to try to dry it out, but God, it's so nasty. So I just have the hose unhooked, laying out, and hopefully that dries up. I don't know about that. I figured, you know, air constantly going through there would dry that up, but I guess like condensation, I don't know, but not cool. Not cool. Guess who woke up from his nap very nicely today? This guy. He did start to freak out like right when he woke up. I think because sometimes when he wakes up, he like looks right up at me and like is looking at me like so terrified. Like maybe in his dreamy state, he thinks that like my face has morphed into something else and it like scares him or something. I'm not really sure. Or maybe there's a demon over my shoulder at all times. Who knows? So he did start to freak out like right when he woke up. But thankfully, he like saw my phone, handed it to me. 'Cause sometimes when he wakes up, like the first thing like his mind tells him to do is to like look at his surroundings and then like hand me things. He's weird. So he hands me my phone that he sees, and then he goes to reach for my water, which is a little cup with a straw. I offer the water to him. I'm like, you want a sip of water? And so he goes for it right away. And it's like just that little bit. He is fine because he got a sip of water, and suddenly he was like he was all good. Days like these, man, I'm like, see, you are a normal child. Maybe. I don't know. So that makes me feel like I'd say 10 times better.
3, let
no. When it comes to my attitude towards the day or whatever, it really boosts my attitude, you know? Something really simple and kind of dumb, but makes me feel a little bit optimistic for the day, for the rest of the day. What are you doing? You're so silly. All right, well, I'm gonna try not to lose this optimism and this, what? Fluff? Is that fluff? Is it fuzzy? So guess what? This evening, I'm making some like potatoes and where are my shoes? I was making some eggs and potatoes for me and Tobias. And right when I finished making them, I was taking them off the stove to put them on the plate and I was like turning. And as I was turning, like Tobias was like crying at my feet. And right as I was turning, I just see this person standing in the doorway and they go, "What are you crying for?" And I flipped out because Bill came home early, surprise. I didn't hear him come in because Tobias was like making such a ruckus in there. And I freaked out so bad, like my hands were shaking so bad because he scared me so much. Anyway, we're rushing to go to the store because we need some stuff at the store. So we're rushing to do that because it's already almost 8:30. So yeah, Bill got home early today, which I'm really excited about. He might get home early tomorrow too. That would be cool. Oh my God, it's so humid.
Look at that yard.
I know, it looks good.
Anybody in this state of mind, well, let it be, move along. A righteous heart from a darkened mind, spill it out in a song.
I thought about taking Tobias outside today, but I checked the temperature and it's literally over 90 out there before the heat index. So after heat index, I don't know, man. It's probably over 100. Not going out there today, but it's a gorgeous day. Besides the heat, like it looks gorgeous out there. So after Bill came home early last night, we went to the store. Beforehand, I was talking about how I really wanted to get a aloe plant because we really should have an aloe plant in the house and we haven't had one like ever. So I'm like, you know, let's look for one at Meijer while we're there. And Bill thought there wouldn't be one because, I mean, honestly, I thought probably there wouldn't be one either at a grocery store, basically. But I went ahead while I was, you know, going up front to use the restroom. I just decided to glance around at the florist area where they usually have like flowers and stuff. There was one little aloe plant sitting on the desk over there. And there was nobody around. I don't know if it was being held for anybody, but I took it. So we got a little aloe plant now. Also, my succulent plant was getting pretty tall. Like it was gonna start probably leaning over soon because it was getting so tall. So I went ahead and snipped off the top because the last time I did that, I snipped off the top and I took all the lower branches off basically. And none of the clippings or whatever lived last time. I'm hoping they will this time and they'll sprout. We'll see. But last time the top that I lopped off was the only thing that survived. And it survived very easily. It started to grow roots within a few weeks or something. And I just stuck it back in its pot and it started growing again. So its stem, on the other hand, is also supposed to get sprouts and stuff on it eventually. Last time the stem also, Tobias, shh, go a little less crazy. Anyway. Last time the stem also started to get sprouts and things. He's just following me. The stem got some sprouts, but inevitably it died. Like it kept leaning more and more. I don't know if I like damaged the roots or something when I was pulling the leaves off. I don't know, but the stem died as well. So literally everything, the last time I did this, everything died except for the top that I cut off. So hopefully everything doesn't die because I didn't really research too much. The first time I did it, I researched, like did everything they said, and they said it's very hard to kill a succulent unless you overwater. I killed it no matter what. I just killed it, and I did not overwater it. But anyway, I'm gonna try again. We'll see what happens. But like I said, this time around, I didn't look up what to do. I just did it from memory. I'm not that concerned because it's just a plant. I would like to keep it, at least part of it, alive. Like if everything died, I'd be a little bit upset because I have had it so long now. But, that was a thanks. Tobias, you're not gonna be able to go up the stairs with that in your hand. He's like, sure I can. You go up those stairs so fast now. What's going on here? You're not a baby anymore. I think this has been running all day. Wow, it is hot up here. So, I was just upstairs with Tobias. I was like, I don't know. I was getting really irritated because earlier today I was, you know, as you saw, like you easily see the shifts in my mood because I'm not one to be able to hide how I'm feeling ever. Like when it comes to my own personal emotions, I'm not a good actress. I was initially in a good mood, an optimistic mood. I was inspired to start filming stuff for like weight loss again. And not that I was gonna actually make like a weight loss video to upload, but I was gonna film a little bit just to, you know, say this is what I'm doing right now and just keep that footage along with whatever else I film for weight loss stuff for however long until I have a collection of stuff to talk about for weight loss, and then I can upload it. Regardless, none of that matters. Just basically, I tried to film a little of that while we were upstairs, and of course I'm just getting so frustrated because Tobias is either like throwing things down the stairs, which, you know, is essentially a trip hazard. I don't want me or him to fall on the stuff that's all over the stairs now, and he won't listen to me no matter how many times I've like tried to get him to stop doing it, and so I can't stop him from doing it at the same time that I'm like trying to record this video, and so I'm just instantly in a bad mood. And then of course I'm feeling horrible about myself for getting mad at him for just throwing some stuffed animals down the stairs. And so then I'm just sitting there feeling like a piece of crap. Like I still do. I feel like a piece of crap mother, and I do 80% of the time, just so you know. So I'm sitting on my cedar chest that's at the foot of our bed, and I filmed parts in my bedroom before, so you know, if you remember. There's at the foot of my bed the cedar chest, and then directly in front of the cedar chest is just like a little bit of space, and then my dresser against the wall. And then in between the cedar chest and my dresser is the door to the little closet that we never go in, that's got like our holiday decorations in and stuff. It's got no light in it. It's got like the creepy extra crawl space you can like walk through. Like it's the creepy closet, you know? It's always been the creepy closet. As I'm sitting there, like Tobias is, you know, kind of like playing around on the bed or whatever, and I'm just crying because I'm so freaking upset. I like, you know, I get over it, whatever, and Tobias is like down in front of me then, and he was like telling me to like pick him up, so like I picked him up, and about that time when I like picked him up, I heard just a faint like thumping a little bit, but it was so faint I couldn't tell where it was coming from or if I'd even heard it. But then my first thought is I thought it came from the closet right there beside me. So I like get scared instantly, of course, so like I slowly put Tobias down, and I like out of reflex went shh. And so like then Tobias looks over at the closet, you know, and it's like and like hits the door, and like by then I was like, okay, no, we're leaving the upstairs. Ugh. So creeped out right now. I'm sure it was nothing. I'm sure it was nothing. But like after that, the first thing I think of is, okay, ghost activity usually happens when, you know, there's strong emotions going on in the household or the area you're in or whatever. And I was like extremely upset, like full of anger and frustration and sadness and depression. And so I'm just like, okay, obviously I need to like cool my jets, mostly because, you know, I need to learn how to control my emotions anyway. But also, I don't I don't want there to be paranormal activity in here. Like, really don't want there to be. So then I'm trying to get Tobias to come down the stairs, and he's wanting to throw his toys down the stairs so he won't like let go of them. I'm on the other side of the baby gate on the stairs already, and I want to like lift him over. And so I am taking some of the toys off the stairs that he'd thrown on there, and I'm throwing them through his doorway, you know, taking them off the stairs and tossing them through there real quick so that I could get them back in there and we can get downstairs. I threw some in there and they like landed, and then a second later I heard another thump, like another stuffed animal had fallen down after I had already thrown them and they fell. Why are you looking like that?
Opa.
Oh my God, Tobias. What?
Yeah.
What are you pointing at?
Climb.
What?
Yeah.
I can't handle this today. No. Mm-mm. I literally just turned off the camera just like a few minutes ago, but I had to tell you guys like what just happened real quick. Not paranormal. But Tobias, like, after I changed him, of course he's freaking out because he didn't want to be changed. And then I'm going to wash my hands afterwards, and he's following me around crying and stuff. Just, you know, like he always does whenever I change him pretty much. We come back in the living room and he's like standing. He's like standing here, and he keeps like touching my hand and grabbing at my hand. And, you know, I put my hand out. I'm like, what are you doing to my hand? What do you want? And he literally goes like this, and he's like feeling at my hand, like not pinching, but like he's trying to like do sign language on my hand, like he's freaking Helen Keller or something. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm being like completely serious. It's like he was trying to do some kind of sign language with me because he couldn't speak or something. And he goes like that and pinches at my hand and then goes like this. And I'm like, you're hungry? Like, I was totally freaking blown away by this because, you know, normally he just whines and whines, but like this time he actually, it's like he literally couldn't speak and knew that he couldn't speak and form words, so he was trying to like do like a weird hand gestures with my hand. It was so bizarre, and I was like, what's going on here? Like, you've never done that before. It just blew my mind. I had to tell you about it. So now I'm gonna try to find him something to eat.